Kuala Lumpur, where stories walk the streets. So, what happens when glass skyscrapers, jungle heat, street food smoke, and monkeys with attitude collide? Welcome to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. A city that doesn't whisper, it multitasks.
Here at Merdeka Square, the city proudly remembers the moment Malaysia found its voice. The elegant Sultan Abdul Samad building stands tall like it's still keeping an eye on everything, while the nearby mosque adds a calm rhythm to the chaos of the city. Old meets new, tradition meets traffic, and somehow, it all works.
Just a few steps away, the energy changes. Welcome to Central Market, where colors multiply, souvenirs call your name, and wallets suddenly feel lighter. Open mouth smile. From handmade crafts to gifts you didn't plan to buy, but absolutely needed, this place feels like Kuala Lumpur's personality, wrapped in a shopping bag.
And just when you think you've seen it all, the street becomes a stage. Enter DJ Jempid Dengar, turning an ordinary afternoon into a full-on street vibe. No big concert hall, no tickets, just beats bouncing off the walls and curious passers-by accidentally becoming the audience.
So after wandering around Pasar Seni, you literally walk a few minutes and suddenly you re in Petaling Street, and it feels like someone turned the volume of the city up. There's food everywhere, people bargaining like pros, and about 10 different smells fighting for my attention at the same time. And of course durian everywhere, king of the fruits, very smelly king. And then you stop, because this lady is making coconut pandan and you don't even know her, but you already trust her with your life. Pandan smells amazing, kind of sweet, kind of fresh, and watching her makes this really calming. You tell yourself you will just watch, but this is a lie. At the end of the street is the transport hub of KL, Metro, buses including free lines which can take you everywhere in the city. Still the same area, we accidentally discover two places that completely win us over. First, Beryl's chocolate store, and no, this was not planned. Beryl's is actually a Malaysian chocolate brand and they have been around for decades. They are famous for mixing chocolate with local flavors, green tea, durian, etc. We walk in just to look and walk out questioning our luggage space. Worth it.
And right after chocolate, obviously, we need real food. Enter Hainan Cafe Dian. This place feels like stepping into old-school Kuala Lumpur, traditional Malaysian food, cozy, simple and comforting, the kind of place where locals eat and the tourists get lucky that everything tastes like it is made the same way for generations. They even sell home-made Malaysian kaya, a rich, creamy, and fragrant coconut egg jam.
By the time evening rolled in, we were done walking, but Kuala Lumpur clearly wasn't. As the sun went down, the city lit itself up and suddenly everything looked busier, louder, and way more alive.
We made it back to the hotel and realized the best view didn't even require shoes. From the 42nd floor, we could see KL Tower glowing above the city like a giant night lamp. It felt strange and cool at the same time, standing there, tired from the day, watching a city of millions just keep moving below us.
The next morning, we stepped back out and met the real celebrities of Kuala Lumpur, the Petronas Towers. They're huge like, stop walking and tilt your head huge, once the tallest buildings in the world, and still very aware of it. Right underneath them is Surya KLCC, which is dangerous for travelers, air conditioning, good food, and the sudden urge to just sit for a bit. And when night comes, the fountains outside start dancing to music, like the city's way of saying, you're not done yet.
Next day we start climbing up into the clouds, or at least it felt like it, with Batu Caves. Those colorful steps, way steeper than they look in photos. And the monkeys, let's just say they run this place. At Batu Caves, the stairs are colorful, the views are stunning, and the monkeys are professional pickpockets. Rule number 1 here: don't show off your belongings. Especially not new ones. One boy learned this the hard way. Fresh shoes, still in a paper bag, proudly carried like a trophy. To the monkeys, that wasn't shopping, that was an invitation. Batu Caves aren't just a photo stop. They're a place of worship and wonder. Hidden inside these massive limestone hills are Hindu temples that have been standing here for more than a century. As you climb higher, the city noise fades, and the caves open up into something almost unreal. Sunlight pours in from the ceiling, birds echo above, incense drifts through the air, and suddenly it feels calm, sacred, and timeless. And then we follow our noses, straight to Jalan Alor. This street is famous for turning hunger into happiness. When the sun goes down, Jalan Alor transforms into one long outdoor kitchen, where grills sizzle, pans clatter, and every few steps bring a new temptation. Here you can taste Malaysia on one street: juicy satay skewers, smoky barbecued seafood, noodles tossed over roaring flames, fluffy roti, and fruits so fresh and colorful they look almost unreal. Chinese, Malay, Thai, and international flavors all meet here. No reservations needed, just curiosity.
Not far from KL is a must-see place called Katam, a small fishing village where life moves at a completely different pace. This place is famous for its crabs, and yes, the restaurants here take seafood very seriously. Freshly caught, simply cooked, and worth the trip alone. Back in the day, owning land on the mainland could be expensive because of taxes and land fees. Fishermen and small communities couldn't afford it, so they got creative. They built their homes on stilts above the water. This wasn't just clever architecture, it was practical and economical. Living above the river or estuary let them avoid high land taxes while staying close to the sea, which was their livelihood. Over time, these stilted villages became permanent settlements, forming the unique floating-style communities you see today. Getting here already feels like an adventure. First a train ride out of the city, then a boat that takes you across the water, and suddenly you're somewhere quieter, slower, and wonderfully real. Katam shows another side of Malaysia, humble, authentic, and deeply connected to the sea.
Two places you absolutely shouldn't miss are the Butterfly Park and the Bird Park, sitting right next to each other, like a little green escape in the middle of the city. The Butterfly Park feels like stepping into a living painting. Thousands of butterflies fly freely around you, landing wherever they please, sometimes even on your shoulder. One of the stars here is the Raja Brooks birdwing, Malaysia's national butterfly, with its striking black wings and bright green markings. It's quiet, colorful, and surprisingly calming, a reminder that nature doesn't need much space to amaze. Right next door, the Kuala Lumpur Bird Park turns things up a notch. It's one of the world's largest free-flight aviaries, which means the birds aren't locked behind cages. You're walking in their world. You'll spot majestic hornbills, elegant flamingos, playful peacocks, parrots in every color imaginable, and birds from all over Asia and beyond. What makes these parks special is how close you feel to nature. No glass, no barriers, just you, feathers, wings, and the sound of the city fading away.
We arrived as visitors, but we're leaving with stories, smiles, and a little piece of Kuala Lumpur with us.
If this trip inspired you, support us with a like, subscribe for more stories, and share your thoughts below. Thank you.